club football doesn't get bigger than the final of the UEFA Champions League coming your way this weekend. It's Real Madrid, the Imperial champions of the UEFA Champions League, wanting to win a 15th title, and then Borussia Dortmund will try to reclaim the prize they won 27 years ago. This is our preview. My name is Ayomide Shutuba, and this is the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. So yes, James joins me for the preview of the UEFA Champions League final between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. And on paper, it does look like Real Madrid will go straight on to win this. But do you perceive any chance at all for Borussia Dortmund in this final at the Wembley Stadium?
Yeah, at this point, you can see they have a chance. They're going in as the former champions. They've played in the final twice before, so they lost in 2013. So at least they have a bit of an history with going to the Champions League final. But on paper, you want to give it to Real Madrid. The last time they lost in the final was in 1981 when they lost 1-0 to Liverpool. But we've seen them played like since 1998 when they've been winning all the way from 1998. So for me, going into this final on paper, you want to give it to Real Madrid, but this is football and anything can happen. It also happened between Leverkusen and Atalanta, and so you can take something from
Atalanta were not particularly underdogs in that game. Were they?
With what Leverkusen were, what they are doing, at that point they were like 51 games unbeaten.
Yes.
Before Ademola Lookman smashed everything, So
yes.
For me, I think I want to give it to Real Madrid on paper. But like I said, anything can happen. This is football. This is the final where fumbles can be thrown out the window. Remember in 2012 when Chelsea went into the final as underdogs against Bayern Munich right there at the Allianz Arena. At the end of the day, they came out victorious. So for me, I think.
And you really have to consider the run of Borussia Dortmund. I mean, how they've dispatched Atletico Madrid, how they've also saw off Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. You look at that in the run. Does that convince you that they can do it against Real Madrid? Because Real Madrid is the ultimate test.
Yeah, like I said, this is the final. Anything can happen. But realistically, you want to give it to Real Madrid because the history is there. The last time the last time they lost in the final was in 1981. That's
Real Madrid
over 40 years ago. That's Real Madrid. So I think Dortmund is going to this final. It's similar to what happened in 1997 when they got to the final and played against Juventus. Juventus went into that final as champions, as a hot favorite, but Dortmund came out victorious. So for me, I think they can take something from there, like motivation that they too can do it.
Okay, let's talk about the players now. The obvious player to talk about going into this final is Jude Bellingham. And that's because he's playing against his former side. And also, you look up at the season is hard as well. It's been fantastic for the young man, 20-year-old Englishman. And now I'm beginning to wonder if he perhaps scores the winning goal or has this very important contribution in that game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
How high will he be in terms of the list for winning the Ballon d'Or at this point in time, especially with the Euros still at the back of his mind also?
Yeah, I think for me, it's going to put him in a very strong position, maybe the top three, because he is the top scorer, if I'm not mistaken, in the La Liga.
No, it's not.
He's not.
But he was in the top three. I think he finished with 19 goals.
Scored double digits.
In your first season in a new league, that's a huge achievement.
And he's not even the striker for them, scoring that huge amount of goals and, helping this team to get to the final. So to me, he has put him in a position where he's in a very strong position, like I said, top three. So what he needs to do now is to do well in the Euros, and who says he cannot become the new Ballon d'Or winner.
Oh yes, and against his former side, it'll be quite some story as well. But talking about Borussia Dortmund, Marco Reus is the player that I want us to discuss because that'll be his final game in the colours of Borussia Dortmund. And he also has the most goals, the most appearances. I think in terms of the most only players in the history of football, I think Marco Reus is far above a lot of players, because last season he could have won the Bundesliga. Now we're looking at him going to the UEFA Champions League. On paper, it's not looking promising, but let's just consider the eventuality that he wins the Champions League final. How important would it be to sign off in that way for the club that's your boyhood club? club of your dreams?
Nothing can compare to that because he's the last man standing now, if I'm not mistaken. I think Matt Hummels too. I think he had 2 spells.
Yes, but Hummels left to win.
Yeah, went to Bayern and came back. But what a way to end your time at the club. Since 2013, I think when he joined them, so he has been a key player for them. But injuries have been a problem for him at the club. He missed, I think, 2014 World Cup because of injury. But it's going to be a big motivation for him because winning the Champions League, bowing out with the Champions League. I mean, we've seen top players, great players who left the stage on the very sad. Remember what happened to Zidane in 2006 World Cup, the red card issue. So for me, it's going to be a big motivation for him. And which other way to motivate yourself and to bow out in the club you love by winning the UEFA Champions League.
Well, we'll see if he can do that. The German footballer, lovely player. But now I'm beginning to imagine that you are tilting towards the underdog story in this final. What's your prediction going into the final?
Yeah, I think I would say 2-1. It's a bold prediction, but I think I'll go 2-1.
Borussia Dortmund?
Dortmund, yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the bold. We also what Manchester United did against Man City.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming, but that's football. That's fine. Anything can happen. So, like I said, the bold one for me. So 2-1.
I never thought that you come here and predict Borussia Dortmund beat Real Madrid in a UEFA Champions League
They've done it
final.
before. If they've done it before, they can do it again.
They've done it once.
They've done it. They knocked them out in 2013 semi-final.
When you say they've done it before, I mean they've only won the UEFA Champions League once.
Yes, yeah.
So you're convinced that they can do it this time?
With what I saw, the way they went, nobody gave them a chance. They did it. They did the double against PSG. So this is a final. So it's open. Fine, you go into the final. You have your favorite and your underdogs. Fine, they are going in as underdog. But you saw what Wigan did to Manchester City in 2013. So there are so many underdog stories.
Oh yeah.
Birmingham did it against Arsenal. So who says Dortmund cannot do it against Real Madrid?
Interesting prediction there, and of course that's how we'll leave it on this show. It will be interesting to see if that comes through. 2-1 Borussia Dortmund against Real Madrid. And that's our show here today. And of course, you can be part of the community here by hitting the subscribe button and also tap the notification bells to get all our latest content here on Guardian Nigeria. And thank you very much, James, for making the show as always.
Sure.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.